Today is the 25th day of March 2020. And I remember some 40 years ago, there was a white-haired old man used to go along the streets of Dundastan in his trolley selling produce. His name was Jerry Cornish. We used to call him Uncle Jerry. Had white silky hair. And he always used to say, in times like these, we need a savior. I'm saying to the young people of Abaco, this is your opportunity. You should know the subject matter, as Kai Mills is putting forth his candidacy in the next upcoming general election. Those of you that have seen me as president of the Abaco Basketball Association know my passion. As president of the Softball Association, knew my passion. As chief counselor of Central Abaco, you know my passion. As chairman of the Dundastan Town Committee, you know my passion. Even as a businessman, Kai Mills, when Premier Cruise Line came into what is now called Bakers Bay, Kai was the only tour operator, black or white, could go onto the island, what is called Bakers Bay, for some 10 years because the owner, Meissner, saw some quality in me and he disallowed anybody but Kai Mills tours to go into Bakers Bay. I was so influential at the time. Some days I would carry 100 tourists. Me and my friend Terrence Davis, we'll take care of 100 tourists, just two of us. That is the quality that I brought to the business part of tourism. Never got any recognition, never looked for it. Even in this walk to try to bring the Member of Parliament for North Abaco, it should be an easy sell. I have not changed over the years. If you're looking for a fearless warrior, I am he. People see me talk about the Prime Minister and Darren Henfield, James Albury. I can say what I say because I know what they ought to have been doing and what they should do. You see, as Prime Minister of this country, you are a servant to your people. And when what Abaco has gone through, the Prime Minister of this country have not served the people that has been demolished by Hurricane Dorian, Kai could speak without fear or favor and say it's wrong. When there is $7 million of dooms ready on the ground in Abaco, and this government cannot give them to the people that need it after they've been ready over a month now. I did my homework. I went to social service and I asked, who is responsible for the domes? They told me that the guys that built the domes brought the keys to social service. Kay Forbes Smith office came down and took all of the keys and put it up in her office. So if anybody wants access to the domes, they have to go through Kay Forbes Smith. I asked myself, where is Darren Henfield and James Albury in anything of interest to Abaco? They are visibly absent. You imagine, we just got rid of Renato Curry, who was just a member of parliament, and we thought that was bad, but we got in a worse condition with Darren Henfield. You see, Renato Curry never sit around the cabinet table. Darren Henfield sits around the cabinet table. He is the one that makes decisions concerning this country and indeed Abaco. Yet, 7 months going on 8 months, we have not had one meeting with Darren Henfield. I was so proud when I saw McAlpine, the one they call the dissident one. It's explaining to his constituents the danger of COVID-19. He was there on the ground, helping to assist after Hurricane Dorian. I have not seen Darren Henfield on the ground but once to feed the troops, the Defense Force that stole all our generators, locking us up, brutalizing us, took all the stuff that were destined for Abaconians, and we haven't got any. To date, when I was last in Abaco, I saw this truck load up some 40 generators and put it in the tents at the Defense Force base in Mashaba. I have not heard of any, one person I've heard of got a generator who is related to Darren Henfield. Other than that, the 30 other generators ought to be there because I haven't heard of any mass distribution of those 30 odd generators that were put there 3 weeks ago. It seems that nothing could happen unless K. Forbes Smith authorized it. Nobody could get the domes until K. Forbes Smith authorized it. It's so interesting that nothing has been heard of, spoke of on behalf of North Abaco by our MP. Surely, like myself, Darren was my classmate in Spring City, Abaco Central High, and Darren knew and ought to have known that the domes ought not have gone in the middle of Spring City, especially that being the only house